starting a suit, honey. I have to change my clothes.
It's fine.
Or we all fought more.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Avery, but I go by Soavecito, and welcome to episode 49. I cannot believe it. We are one away from 50. It's crazy, it's mind-boggling. Of Whispers of Horror, where we talk everything horror with our beautiful guests. And tonight, because, this is a thing, we have an awesome guest, as in Rhoskanobi. How are you doing today? Hi, guys.
We're doing swell. I think on just a heads up on our side, I think you
Yeah.
have a menu open on our
Yeah,
faces.
yeah.
That's all
I
good
just saw it. Beautiful thing about
Sweet.
being live, you can make mistakes, you know.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, we're doing good.
that's good.
I just got back from a haircut recently, and yeah, we're chilling.
Perfect.
How are you doing, honey?
I am. I always get anxious. Oh, sorry. I thought you
It's
asked
fine.
me.
No, I
how
wouldn't
are
call you
doing?
honey. It's fine.
I was like, wait, listen. We just met.
That's true. You are pretty cool, but
I appreciate it. But now, how are you doing, by the way, too?
yeah, how are you doing, honey?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah, she worked today. I didn't, so we work early when we
Mhm.
do work, so she's a little sleepy, but she's being a trooper, and
I was forced to be here.
I don't force you, honey. Stop lying.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen. I did not force them to be here. I feel like that is
No,
not
no.
a thing.
No, she does this. She does this.
Sorry,
Okay,
just teasing.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Whew, I'm sweating. Yeah, I know we're gonna talk about horror, but just start off the back. But I wanted to ask, how did you come up with your name?
So when I was thinking of a name, I actually had a channel earlier, like a longer time ago, and I used a name based on one of my favorite Super Nintendo games called Axlay.
Okay.
And it's just a game where you fly around in a ship. And it's like a top-down sort of shooter. It's actually a really good game if people are interested in that. But that game is, belongs to a company. I can't like make that my name. I can't copyright that or anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to change it and like make a new channel. And I was trying to think of like what's something I can use that nobody has. So if they search my name, they will find only my content and not like 1,000 other things before me. Like, we can't use sniper or there's whatever, right? It's just
Yeah.
needs to be unique. So I thought of using my name and combining it with something that I like. And I like Star Wars. And one of my favorite characters is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Mostly, I mean, not mostly, but I think he has one of the best names in the series. It's just so cool. But I can't like be too close to that name. So I basically just merged my name Ross with Kenobi and then changed the spelling a little bit so it's not too on the nose. So Rhoskanobi is basically what I landed on. And I think it's okay. I hope people like it, but I don't know. It's not bad.
No,
Quinn tells me it's not bad. Sometimes I second guess, like, is that a good name? I don't know, but
no, I think it's cool.
yeah.
I definitely think it's unique, and original. Especially like you mentioned a lot. You like Star Wars. I'm a big Star Wars fan as well. But I think the name's really dope. When it comes to content creating, how did you guys get into it? Like, what made you decide to do it? Did you wake up and just like got out of the shower and be like, "Honey, we gotta make content like now"? Like, how did that transpire?
Well, for me, it stemmed all the way back to my childhood, where I sort of just realized I get the most enjoyment out of sharing experiences with anything. It doesn't matter what it is, if it's a movie, it's a game, whatever. I always had the most fun when I would like have my friends over and we'd all play the game sort of together, as opposed to playing it by myself. I almost have this weird sort of thing where if I do something by myself and no one's there to witness it, it's almost like it never happened. And yeah, I can get like personal satisfaction from it, but for me, I get more enjoyment out of the camaraderie of experiencing it together.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of like took that and started making content because like if you get down to like the root of it, like why do I like to make content? It's just because I want to share the experience. Like it's for no other reason than that. And I feel like that's something that will drive me to continue to do it, basically to all eternity. And Queen, on the other hand, isn't like a gamer, not a horror content enjoyer.
Sure.
Back before, I was just sort of already trying to do it, and she met me, and obviously, I tried. This is what I do, and I wanted to include her in that for the same reasons. Like I love to share the experience, and being with her, and she became my best friend basically. I definitely wanted to include her instead of like exclude her. I don't want to like push her in the corner and I just do my thing. I want to include her as much as I can.
Yeah.
So and she was, to her credit, she was willing to do that, which is really cool because not everyone is interested in that.
First.
I mean, you. I don't remember honestly, but I think you were down to try, right? I don't know. I don't remember how much convincing it took. She was down to try,
Okay.
but it's. I guess it's important to establish that she's not a gamer like I am. Like she has played a few games, like a phone game here and there,
Okay.
but she was just not used to it. So I basically convinced her to try, and it over time, I think she realized that games can actually be a whole lot of fun and really, really interesting stories. And there's some games that we now play that she tries to get me to like, can we play this? Can we go play this now? When can we play this? Like she's now the one trying to get us to continue the next game.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, one thing I learned about Queen, which is great. It's great. There's no bad thing. One thing I learned about her, and it's part of why I was so excited to have her as like a partner to join me for horror content specifically, was I've never seen anyone react as viscerally to things as Queen does. Like it's on a whole nother scope, like a whole nother level,
Yeah.
basically to the point where it's like it's happening right now in real life to us. Like whatever just happened on screen, it happened to us for real. Like that's how visceral she reacts, which is really, really interesting. And like at first I didn't know how to react. Like, wow, like this is scaring you that badly? At first I honestly, like we were playing, the first game we played was the mortuary assistant.
Hey, shout out to
And,
Brian.
Bad memories.
Yeah.
Bad
And-
memories.
but
Sadness.
it's mixed. It's mixed, honey. Don't lie. That's a great game.
It's
But I'm just saying, like, if having said that, like she gets really scared, and we played one of the scariest games of all time, which is Mortuary Assistant, one of the best horror games there is. Which was a rough thing to start with
I
for
mean,
someone who.
yeah, no, I could totally agree. Like, Mortuary Assistance, hands down, might be one of the scariest games I've ever played, where I have to take breaks and actually made me cry internally and externally. So, I mean, just to start off
you did
with
too.
the Mortuary Assistant, God bless you. You made it through because that game has a lot. It's heavy.
Honestly, I'm proud. I'm kind of proud that we started with it because I would say if you want to test your relationship, get the people to play. Get her to play Mortuary Assistant with you. If she hasn't left you after that,
I Almost.
She's a keeper.
Oh.
Exactly. She did. She got actually mad at me. Like she got so scared that she like. Well, she back then she would even now sometimes when a scare happens in the game,
Mm-hmm.
she sometimes blames me for being scared. Like I didn't do anything. Like the game did it, right? But she gets mad at me because she's scared. But now it's more. She knows that it's not my fault, Penny. It's not. It's the game.
You're the culprit.
I'm not. But anyway. But Mortuary Assistant was unbelievably scary. So she got a little mad. She was like, I don't know. Maybe you can share your thoughts, honey. Your filtered thoughts.
Well, I have to take like many breaks, just like you do.
Yeah.
Like long break before I can play again.
Okay.
And then every time he said, "It's not that scary. Carry on," and something like that. I
Lies.
get so mad. Like, you're not me.
I think. Yeah. I didn't say it's not that scary. I think I was. Like I said, that she was the first person I've met who had these real reactions.
Yeah.
And I was getting scared too. But to me, it's like, oh, it's a game. Like I can sort of disassociate it, from real life. But she couldn't, and that wasn't like that was new to me. So I had to sort of realize that it was actually affecting her a lot, and we had to take breaks from it and stuff. So
Yeah, no, I totally get it. I'm gonna let you guys know a little secret. So, I've
See?
I laugh every time I talk about this. So, I don't go live. No, let me rephrase. I don't play horror games unless I'm live because I'm too scared to play them by myself. And so I feel at least comfortable if I get scared, at least other people are getting scared with me. I'm being serious. Like, though, you think I'm not, I am not playing the Mortuary Assistant by myself for an enjoyment. It's not, I don't enjoy this. I am truly scared. I actually have a blanket that I stream with. I'm not gonna lie, like it's a two-sided blanket. This is my safety blanket every time I play
That's a
horror
nice
games.
blanket.
Thank you. But so I totally get it. Like it's being in a horror like genre, just like the niche is hard enough because these developers are putting the scariest things on a daily basis, and it's a lot to handle. So I wanted to ask, like, how did you guys get into horror? Did you start off with horror, or did you like start making content from other things?
So, no, actually, I think it was horror. I did, when I created the channel, I remember sort of watching other creators, I can't remember who exactly, but like I would see Daz Games is one, for example. I think he's great. I remember just seeing them play, and I just remember just thinking, like, I really like watching them play these scary games, these indie games, indie horror and stuff. And so it was definitely in my mind that I want to do that too, like specifically horror content. So horror was definitely like the launching point, and it continues to be a focal point of the channel. But we've evolved into like a variety channel, just because I love so many different games and I want to share them all, kind of a thing. So the story games like God of War, or just the more action-oriented games like Black Myth Wukong, or
Resident Evil.
yeah, Resident Evil, we love it to bits. It's one of our favorite series by far.
Requiem's coming out in 246 days. Yes, I know how many days. I am ready. I can't wait.
Me too. As soon as I saw them announce it, I went pretty ecstatic. I thought I had an idea to like celebrate it and also like help us keep track of when is it coming. For our channel, I decided to do like a Resident Evil countdown, which means every month, because I have enough of the games, so every month I'm gonna complete a Resident Evil game, and by the time we finish with Village, which will be the last one we play, Requiem will release. So we'll go like I'm gonna do like Resident Evil Revelations, Revelations 2, and so on and so forth until we get there.
So
and
are you
just
gonna
commit
do
to doing one.
the remakes, or are you gonna just do the originals like Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, or are you gonna do the remakes of those?
Specifically, just because I've Resident Evil 2 remake was definitely one of my favorites, but I've played it too many times. Like I just need to spice it up. There's some that I've never played, so we're gonna do Revelations, Revelations 2, Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil the remake, Resident Evil 5, which I've never played.
Oh, you never played 5?
No, that's
You're
the
in for a
co-op one,
treat.
right?
Yeah. It's
So I thought,
one of the best actually one of the best co-op games I think of all time. I really do believe that it's
nice.
up there for just co-opness.
Nice.
If that's a
Yeah,
word.
my plan is I'm gonna try to get Quinn to play that with me.
Nice.
And she's not a gamer, but she's actually really clever. Like she learns very quickly. I was teaching
Okay.
her how to play World of Warcraft not too long ago, and honestly, like I was very impressed with how quickly she was picking it up and she was learning, casting the spells at the right time. I didn't have to ask her to heal me or anything. Like she's just, even for someone who doesn't play games, she picks things up super fast. And as we play through games, she's such a good helper to like catch an item that I missed or solve a puzzle or anything. Like she's pretty locked in for someone who doesn't play games. Like,
Hey, I think that's pretty awesome. I think that's a great idea to get people excited for the Resident Evils and just go through the list because
just yeah, do a countdown.
it's building up hype, and I
Yeah.
can't wait. Like I said, I can't wait for that to drop and everything like that.
Oh, yeah.
You kind of already answered this question, but is the mortuary assistant the scariest thing you guys have played?
Almost. Well, I mean, we might have a debate about it, but
Oh.
so yeah, we started our channel basically with horror content, and Mortuary
Mhm.
Assistant was one of those. But not too long after that, we went on to Resident Evil 7, which is Biohazard.
Yeah, fair.
That might take the cake as the scariest game that we played.
Really? Okay.
Just because I think the first half of that game is so unbelievably good and scary. I think it gets more like actiony towards the later half, but
Yeah.
the first half had us like scared to bits, especially Quinn. There's I have clip after clip of like
Especially when she's crawling up the stairs and you're like, oh my god,
yeah,
like
or chasing us with a chainsaw and stuff.
Yeah.
Like the dad in that game.
Jack.
Jack was in. Oh yeah,
they paid so much homage to Evil Dead with the chainsaw, like his hand getting cut off, like them coming up the stairs. Like they definitely
Yeah.
took a lot of aspects from different movies and games. I just like appreciate all the stuff they added into that game. Honestly, it brought the series back because I was worried about Resident
Yeah.
Evil 6. I just want to say this for you guys. You guys, I like the way you guys to communicate and just talk to each other. It's just like it's a beautiful thing. Like I can see the energy. Like it gets me giggling. I'm not gonna lie. I'm low key jealous because my wife won't touch video games. She did. Once she was on my live stream when I was doing my 24-hour stream, and she was playing Dead by Daylight. But since then I can never get her back on. So I commend you guys for working
You scare
together.
her to death?
Um, no, and the thing is, she's like one of those people that loved horror, but then she got out of it. But she loves Dead by Daylight. But I can't get her to play it anymore. We have a daughter now; she's 2 years old, so
Oh, yeah,
all of her
pretty busy.
attention is on our beautiful one. So
I was gonna say you should like just for fun, and you should record it. You should like just tell her like, hey, can you join me? I just want to show you this one game, and just tell her like it's just like this Doctor Sim game, and you secretly play the Mortuary Assistant.
yeah,
I don't know. No,
I might actually be out the house. I might be sleeping in my car, so I might pass
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah. Oh, well, one honorable mention. So you're asking us like, what's the scariest one? I just saw in the chat from Christina mentioned one of our favorites actually. So it's called At Dead of Night.
Jimmy?
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy, that one is like repeatedly, relentlessly like effective. So that one definitely is in the discussion of scariest game.
Have you tried
I wouldn't call it.
Visage?
What's it called? Sorry.
Visage? Is it like it's
Oh,
either
Visage.
Visage.
Oh yeah, yeah. We love Visage. It's that one is like. There's a lot of time sort of like between scares in that game, so it's hard to say. I wouldn't call it the scariest one, but if I was to describe like just the pure raw ambience of how
Yeah.
you feel without anything happening, you're just almost like the air is against you kind of a thing as you're in the game. That game I'd say nails that atmosphere so hard that just the environment is scary. Like that's probably the number one scariest environment is in that house, for example,
Yeah.
in Visage. So yeah, we love that game. But I
Somebody in
would
the
say
chat,
Biohazard is better.
but yeah, I agree. Biohazard is top notch. I don't know. Do you consider it one of the best Resident Evil game, or is it up to debate for like? Do you have a different one?
Ha.
Uh,
That's hard. I don't know.
I mean, I have to answer that in two ways.
Okay.
Like Queen can give her own answer because we played quite a few of them at this point.
Okay.
But I would say Biohazard is the best horror game,
Okay. Fair.
maybe of all time. I'd have to really think if there's anything that can beat it. But I would say my favorite Resident Evil is actually Resident Evil Village. But at the same time, I kind of consider Biohazard and Village to be the same story. It's just continued. They're not
Interesting.
separate because they are direct sequels, right? It's
Yeah.
you directly play the same character.
I was
But
thinking
if I had to-
you was gonna say like Resident Evil 4, because that's a lot of people's all-time
No.
favorites.
I would say 4 is fantastic, and I would call that game probably approaching masterpiece levels.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I don't know. It's not. I like the first person mode. Put it that way.
Sure.
It's more personal, and I get way more scared. It's fun being Leon and like roundhouse kicking, zombie villagers. It's
Suplexing.
hilarious. But
German suplex.
it's fun.
I agree.
Yeah, it's fun. But I like my Resident Evils to scare me.
Mm.
And that one, I don't even know if I got scared. Like you kind of get like, whoa, this guy's coming after me, bang, bang, bang. But I don't know. I like to be scared. So Village, I think, strikes a nice balance of action plus horror, and plus just the spectacle of the environments, all the characters and dialogue, and the overall story. It just ticks all the boxes. Like I think it's one of the most perfect Resident Evils that there is. But like I said, to me, Biohazard plus Village, they go together. But
Yeah.
if you made me choose, I'd choose Village.
I think that's
What's your name?
yeah. What's yours?
Sorry?
What about Silent Hill?
Oh, Silent Hill.
You
Oh,
said
we
of all
forgot about
time, so
Silent Hill.
I was like, there's a lot of great games out there that could be up there.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
once you get
Silent
me
Hill.
talking, it's I have to sort of put a fork in it sometimes. If you get me talking too much, I'll just oh yeah that one. But yeah, so I've never played Silent Hill games until Silent Hill 2 remake came out. Now that I've played it, it is quickly jumped to one of my favorite horror games of all time. But it's way more like psychological,
Like a slow
and
burn.
creepy, slow burn. But I love
Yeah.
that kind of a story. But the action's good too. But yeah, for a horror game, I would choose Resident Evil over Silent Hill.
Okay.
But Silent Hill is just the master of like creepy and like I don't know, like melancholy, bad story, I guess. I don't know. It's a different. I don't know. It's different,
Vibe.
but I love it too. But sorry, what was your answer, Andy?
Nothing.
What?
What?
What do you mean that's it?
You guys
Yeah.
are adorable. You
What's
guys are
your-
absolutely. You got me cheesing. If I could blush, it's very hard for me to blush. But if I could blush, I'm blushing. Have you guys tried VR? Like Resident Evil Biohazard in the VR? Like I could
We
totally
will.
see
We will.
her playing it.
Oh,
Who's
We've
gonna
had
do
this
it?
discussion.
Because
Yeah.
this
had
Madison,
discussion.
I don't know if you guys ever tried the game Madison. That's in
We did.
VR.
We did. We loved it.
So Madison's in VR. There's
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4 in VR, and there's Resident Evil 7 in VR. Those I highly recommend. It's a whole different atmosphere. Like I have two Oculuses here, and I'm still scared. Like it's even worse. It's just I'm not gonna even talk about it. But I if you guys are gonna do that in the future, I pray for you both. 'Cause
Short answer, yes. We will be doing
you do it
VR
first for
content,
me.
but
I'm
she'll probably she'll watch me first.
Sure.
sure.
But it's a shared experience, honey, and I'll make a padded room or something. You'll be fine. But
I'm not feeling great.
but
God.
it's okay. But yeah, a short answer, yes, I do want to do that, and I've been slowly collecting games to play with it. Madison VR is definitely on there. Same with like there's like an Aliens VR game,
Yeah.
which I'm waiting for that because I think Alien is super scary. Alien Isolation is actually one of the games we're gonna play soon, which I think is one of the also scariest horror games. I haven't even mentioned that one, but yeah, it's that's a fantastic one.
I feel like
But
you
short
guys
answer,
have a good schedule coming up, so I'm definitely gonna be tuning in, and
Oh, yeah.
I think everybody else should too. I think it's gonna be great. So let me ask you guys this: so when it comes to like when you turn off the cameras and you're not streaming, like what are some of your hobbies outside of content creating?
Well, I will say, so we have to make money to provide a home and food
Sure.
and stuff. So I got to do a full-time job while trying to make content as well.
Yeah.
And basically, between working adulting, chores and shopping and cooking and stuff, and then making content, there isn't actually a lot of time for much else. So basically, our hobbies outside of it are mostly involving watching anime. Like we watching, yeah,
So,
we watch a fair bit of anime. We've been watching Naruto. We're almost finished through Naruto Shippuden, and Queen
Good
loves it
job.
to bits.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
That's mostly what it is. Besides like hanging out with family sometimes, or taking the dog for a walk, because we have a dog. She's an American Eskimo. I can
I see
maybe
you, I
grab
see
her.
Yeah, if you want to.
Oh, she's sleeping behind.
Oh,
You can
that's
see her.
okay.
You can see
Yeah,
her
you can
behind
see-
us
you can see
actually.
her.
Right? She's actually joined. Yeah.
How do you find a good balance between like your personal responsibilities and family and friends, and finding time to make content? Like, do you guys have a good balance, or is it a struggle?
Uh, Hang on. We have a door knock at the door.
No,
So
no
I'll
worries,
check
no
this one
worries.
second. I think it's my brother.
All good. Well, I'm gonna take this time to say, ladies and gentlemen, I really do appreciate everybody stopping in. My name is Avery, Soavecito, and this is episode 49 of Whispers of Horror. We do not have a schedule for Whispers, which is okay. We do it as the interviews are being locked in. But I'm hoping that in the next couple episodes or in the next couple months that we will have a solid schedule to tell people when we will be live. It is always going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, yeah, just a quick tidbit. Also, the description, all the links to Rhoskanobi's channel and will be in the description of all the platforms.
All right, we're back. Thank you.
That's a, whew. I was like, okay, I gotta throw something in there.
Yeah, I do that all the time. Whenever like Queen steps away or something, like actually this is a regular thing on our stream. If anyone tunes in, they or people in the chat, they know this. Once we start streaming and we're getting into it, we're getting into the content, 30 minutes, an hour in, it's always bathroom break time for Queen. She always has to step away. Something about playing the horror games, it gets the juices flowing and
Yeah.
off she goes. And so I have to distract the chat for, keep them entertained, just talk about something, fill the air, because I don't want to keep playing without her, basically. So
Yeah, but like, what did you guys have for breakfast? Like, oh, what's the weather in the state you're in or country you're in? Like, I know,
Yeah.
I get it. You got to do what you got to do to.
yeah. But sorry.
I hate that air. Oh, the question
I don't
was,
mind.
trying to remember. I remember. Between like your personal life, your responsibilities,
How do you balance it?
and how do you like, have you found a good balance for it, or do you guys struggle with that?
I would say we're almost there. It's
Sure.
that like it's difficult because I try to put so much time into it that we end up sometimes losing sleep. Like because we work early,
Mm-hmm.
so we get up basically just before 6 a.m. for work. We work from home, so there's the benefit of no travel time. But sometimes we just stay up too late because after stream we like to unwind, watch some Naruto or whatever. And we tend to just not let ourselves get too much sleep, like 6, 7 hours kind of a thing.
Okay.
But Queen is famous for needing. She laughs because to know what I'm talking about. She needs at a minimum 10 hours of sleep.
it's-
What do you mean 8?
12 is my favorite
Yeah, so,
period of time.
and that's fine. And I want to give her a life where she can have 10 hours of sleep every single day
That's beautiful.
and not have to worry about it. So one day,
I'm jealous. I
we'll
want
get
10
full
hours
time.
of sleep. I'm so jealous.
yeah, the bed is her favorite place.
Oh,
But-
man. What I would do
Yeah, so-
with that. But no, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, so we're almost there. I basically do try to have a structure, like not really a schedule, because it's hard to adhere to those when you're not
Yeah.
full time, just because things happen or you got to do a chore or something. My chat is definitely, they know that I try to set a schedule and I try to be on time, but I'm late a lot. Like if I say I'm going to start the stream at 5 or something, they're like, all right, stream's at 7:30, guys. Like they kind of
So they understand. They get it. They get it.
they know it, but I wish I could make it more on point, and I plan to. When we go full time, I'll definitely keep a super structured schedule.
Yeah.
But basically, we just do our best to make as much content as we can. Basically,
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So I want to ask, because, sorry, I wanted to ask this question because I don't think a lot of people realize how difficult it can be to be a content creator. Have you guys ever faced a point in this journey that you guys are taking where you had like burnout, or wanted to call it quits because it's getting overwhelming, or other things are playing a factors? Have you guys ever dealt with adversity in that aspect?
I'm sure that Queen would lean towards yes in the early stages, but I'm a
Mhm.
very firm no. And again, I think that harkens back to what I mentioned before, where like the whole reason that I wanted to make a channel was just because I have this innate feeling that I love to share experiences with people, and that feeling just never goes away. So basically, for me, I'm I never at all feel any kind of burnout besides sleep. Like I
Mm-hmm.
just lack of sleep kind of condition. But other than that, I'm always like super hungry to move on to the next game,
Mm-hmm.
and that's to my own detriment. Sometimes I have us playing too many games, and I gotta pump the brakes, and I gotta like, okay, we need to finish this game. I keep changing games just because I'm so excited to play the next one. But that feeling is just it's always prevalent, and it hasn't slowed down, and I don't think it's ever going to slow down. You'll see me making these videos when I'm like 55, 65. I'll keep going.
Yeah.
I'll sound different. I'll probably look really
Oh,
distinguished. I'll have a few more grays, if not a lot more. And but we'll keep doing it. So it's, yeah, for me, I think that's actually one of the things that I have to my advantage is that feeling of the deep innate desire to share the experience. I'm not
Yeah.
doing it for fame or for money. Like of course, like I want to make it a career so that I'm enabled to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But my primary sort of desire, my primary driver is to play the game and share it with everybody, kind of a thing. And one huge benefit, I guess, like shout out to the community we have. It's been really cool to see what kind of viewers are enjoying our content, like that we appeal to. It tends to be, I don't know, just the more sort of
mature.
mature audience, I guess. But then again, like we do have, when I check my analytics, we do have some young viewers, and we have some senior citizens watching too. We have grandma and grandpa watching Rhoskanobi sometimes. Like
50 plus.
I don't know who you are out there, but I'm appreciating you watching our content on
That's
your
so funny.
your rocking chair. Oh, this Korean and Rhoskanobi is so hilarious. I don't know. I'm glad that we appeal to all sorts of people. But
Yeah, I think that's
it's
awesome.
yeah.
um, that just puts a smile on my face. So, I want to ask this as well. What does streaming mean to you? When you first started into like now, like through the whole experience from being a content creator, what does like being live and having a community mean to you?
Great question. Funny enough, at first I thought that I wanted us to mostly be a YouTube channel where it's just our videos and we're recording them and be streamers secondary or a lot less kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But as we've streamed, my feelings have kind of shifted towards more preferring being a streamer who also has the good content. Like I always want our YouTube channel to be the place where I put our best content and I put edited versions of the streams and just improved videos on there as well as exclusives that we don't stream. But having seen the kinds of, like I said, the viewers that we've been attracting, it's just so much fun like interacting with them while we're streaming. And I set up sort of cheer alerts so they can trigger to scare us while we're on stream, or like make a comment on something, just be a part of the stream basically.
Yeah.
And it gets to the point where we're all going through it together kind of a thing. And it's just like it's basically becoming what I've always wanted, which is the overall feeling of we're just hanging out. Like we're all just in a big room together, we're all hanging out as friends as we're playing the game and just having fun. That's basically what's become. So I feel us becoming more of a streamer focused channel versus VOD.
Yeah,
Would you
for
agree with
sure.
that? You
Pretty
agree?
much. Like when we first started streaming, we feel really tired and exhausted because we have to talk a lot,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Weren't used to it, yeah.
Yeah.
But we've gotten better at it.
Yeah. Especially me.
Our first videos were super awkward for sure.
But I feel like that's I think that's everybody though. I feel like that you start with a couple videos and you just learn from it and it becomes easier. Like for me too, like I was like, hey guys, Hi, I'm Avery. Let's go play Magic the Gathering or something, and
Yeah.
I'm just like cringe. But I feel like over time you just build that confidence, and it's not easy putting yourself out in on the internet and just for a bunch of strangers to watch you and be vulnerable because it's a vulnerable scenario that you're live and anything can happen in those moments. And but again, like over time, it's just you build confidence and just your personality just starts to come out more and more. Like for me, I tell people that the some things that I struggle with is like oh my god, I can't remember anything. If it wasn't for these questions to the right, which I 90% of the time on my podcast, I don't even look at the questions. I look at one and I'm like, I'd rather fill out the conversation, and it comes to mind, and then I'm like, okay, I remember this question. You're answering one of my questions I asked previously, and then I forget it because I look over here and I'm like, damn it, like I can't remember. It's a hot mess. And then I have a stuttering problem. So like, but I tell people like, these are the things I struggle with. But at the end of the day, it's okay because we all have faults and we're human beings. I just want to show
Yeah.
people that even though you have things that you struggle with, does not need to define the person you want to be. You know,
Mhm.
whatever people say does not matter as long as you're happy with yourself at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Uh,
That feeling is something I wanted to bring to our content and keep forever, which is that sort of authenticity. Basically, however we really feel about something,
mhm.
uh, we're gonna let our thoughts be known, kind of thing. If we don't like a game, we'll let that be known. Especially Quinn, she really lets them know.
Out.
Yeah, she gets
I'm out of here.
if she sees a game that she thinks is bad, she lets them know. You know, no,
And that's how
Yeah.
it should be, for real. If you think this game is trash, let them know. But like, this game is not it, which I've done too. Thank God for Steam, because you can return it in under 2 hours. Highly,
Yeah.
highly recommend people try games out of Steam. It's like demos. That's
Totally.
how I could compare it to. This is one of my favorite questions to ask every single guest. I've asked this question probably 49 times, or actually 48 times. You guys are going to be at the number 49. So the question I want to ask you guys is, I get goosebumps just thinking about it. What does horror mean to you? Like when you hear the word horror, like what is your own definition? Without letting anything be influences of other people's opinion, I want your general opinion on what horror means to you.
Okay. I'll let you go first, honey, so I don't influence your answer. It's okay. I always go first. Then. You haven't gone first yet.
No, I was
What? Okay,
thinking.
honey. What does horror mean to you? When
Being
you
scared?
when you okay, yes, that's a good answer.
That's a good answer.
It means being scared. What
Yeah.
else? Like when you think of like what is horror?
Like
What does that
what's
mean
your
to you?
own definition of horror?
Probably getting mad because it's too scary and I don't like being scared.
Okay.
But I also get mad when it's not scary. Like, you're doing such a bad job at a horror game. Why
Yeah.
am I playing this game?
If it's not scaring you, you get mad, and if it scares you, you get mad.
And I don't like cheap scare.
Okay, I
Yeah.
get that.
So, yeah, I think because like I mentioned it earlier, when she gets scared, she gets mad. She used to get mad directly at me, kind of thing, as if it's my fault. But
It's like
Uh,
you made the game. Like, why is this so
yeah.
terrible?
I think that's an interesting relationship I think she has to fear, which is like, that feeling that it gives you, that like rush of like I don't know, a blood rush or whatever it is.
Mhm.
Finishing the game.
It's so, like I said, for her it's extra visceral. It's like double what everyone else feels. So I think part of her doesn't like that feeling, and that's why she gets mad at it. Like, oh, like it made me feel that.
Yeah.
But like I said, she's gotten exposed to it quite a few times. That she's, I think,
Getting better.
getting better at dealing with it, and it's gotten to a level where, she doesn't hate it. Put it that way, I guess. Like she's still here, right? She's still here. So
Because I'm trying.
I mean,
Hey, listen, you
speaks for
did better
herself.
than my wife because she's sleeping downstairs. Technically, she's still here, right? In a way, like we're just
Yeah.
two different floors, but it's yeah, I get it. How about yourself?
Yeah. If I was to define what is horror, I would say whatever makes you feel unsafe and vulnerable
Mhm.
and almost like you're cornered, kind of a thing. Uh, that's yeah, basically that, like
Yeah.
making you feel like you have to have that fight or flight reaction, kind of a thing. Yeah,
I was
that's pretty
gonna
much it.
say your answer's spot on with my answer. Like it's so similar because so my definition is that moment or scenario that you're put into that triggers our primitive responses, as in fight or flight, and nothing else matters. Like the thing, the like goosebumps on our skin, or the hair that sticks on the back of our body, or our eyes dilate. Like we only have two choices. You're gonna either be a predator or you're gonna be a prey. You're gonna fight to survive another day, or you're gonna run. Like that's
I'm
I
gonna
think,
do
and the
that.
fear of the unknown. Not knowing what's gonna happen next in a dangerous situation. That's my definition,
Yeah,
and again, it relates to you. So we got similar mindsets.
nice. I would add one more thing I just thought
Sure.
of
Yeah.
is good horror is the thing that pulls out of you the thing that you can't do on your own. Like, I mean, like that weird noise that comes out of your mouth, like that weird scream that you let out, or
Mm-hmm.
that maybe your mouth, like you're so, oh,
You
like you
you
do that kind of
spasm.
thing,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like a little spasm. Like it's whatever triggers that, like to the highest
Or
degree.
fainting. Like no, I agree with that. Like, so, like
Yeah,
things that you don't do on a regular, and your body's just like, well, today you're gonna do it. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. I mean, since we're talking about like some fears and stuff like that. Do you guys have any fears?
yeah. I guess I'll go
What's your
first.
biggest fear?
Think about one of my actual real life fears, which can be like present in a game, is I have a fear of deep water, deep dark water, especially.
Me
You're
too.
like, like I'll
Brothers!
never ever jump in the ocean. Doesn't matter. I'll barely go on the beach in the water, kind of thing, because everything there is going to try to kill me, and you can't convince me otherwise. But basically, any game that involves deep ocean is hard to play, and you have to. I just have
Still
to make
wakes the
myself go
deep.
through with it. Yeah,
Death of the
or
water too.
yeah, or funny enough, games like Subnautica, where that's all it is. It's not actually a horror game, but it is.
Yeah.
You know,
I
it's
refuse to play it.
it was hard to play, but at the same time, I actually loved it. It was really, really good. But yeah, deep water is one of the worst ones. Besides that, I don't like have a fear of animals or spiders or zombies or anything else like that. Like they're all, yeah, they're all fine. What would you say your fear is?
Mm, jump scare?
Just
Like noise?
unexpected scares.
Like weird noises?
Okay.
If I focus on something and then a different noise, happen?
Scared of anything in particular, like a clown or any.
Yes. I don't like clown.
She's scared of horror.
Oh.
Anything horror.
All scares.
All,
Yes.
All scare.
everything. Clowns, nurses, zombies,
Yeah.
scarecrows. You want to give blood,
Yeah, you-
guts.
Also inanimate objects, and sometimes she's literally scared of nothing. There's a clip of us playing Mortuary Assistant where like there was like storm or lightning are happening on the outside, and or actually the door opened, the front door opened, so we have to walk to the front door and check what's going on. There was nothing there. I closed the door, and then I turn around quickly, and she screamed immediately, but nothing happened. Literally nothing happened. There was no jump scare. I just
She
turned around,
anticipated
so-
it, manifested
Yeah.
it.
She,
I imagine it in my head.
so yeah,
Yeah, there you
almost anything is scary, including nothing. But that's why she's so fun.
You
Yeah.
understand me.
You guys are absolutely amazing. You said you had thalassophobia. Is
Yeah.
what made you have that fear? Did you have like a terrible experience or anything that? No, it's just
No bad like experiences. I mean, I did foolishly jump in a river multiple times. Like it was a swimming location where people go to hang out and swim and stuff. And I can't remember how old I was, like maybe 15 or something. Like pretty, young in that sense. But there's this little cliff where me and my brothers, my two older brothers, we would go there and jump in the river and swim back to shore, get up there, jump again. And I basically made the mistake of doing that one too many times, where like I was on the last one, they jump in, and they're swimming away and they're fine. And I'm thinking, I don't know if I can do one more. I'm pretty tired. But he was like, okay, they did it, so I did it. I jump in, and I found out quickly how people drown. My muscles literally stopped functioning to the like you couldn't actually like you get to. I've never had that feeling before, by the way, but and I realized in my head like, wow, this is how it happens. Like it's not that people can't swim or whatever; it's that they literally cannot move your arms and lower anything. So I basically just rolled on my back. Yeah, so I did the only thing I could do, which is to roll on my back and float. And I can't like move my legs, so I just very, very gently kicked my feet. It's also a river, so it's fighting against me. And the river's way too loud. I had no strength to shout very loud or anything, so it's just me. I got to figure it out and not drown because I was literally like my muscles are dead. All of them are dead.
Oh my god.
So that was freaky. So that didn't like give me thalassophobia or anything. That was just a big mistake. Don't swim while you're exhausted. But in terms of like a fear of the shark, anything in there, basically, I've always just had this belief that in my mind we don't belong in the water. Humans are terrible in the water. Like first, we are bad swimmers. We need air very rapidly. You can't hold your breath for very long. Everything in there is just they could accidentally bump you or whatever. But also, I think the ocean is just like just the scariest place ever. If you like, so once you start actually understanding what is in there and how much is unknown and how big it is and everything else, it's just like, nope. Like there's for sure nightmare things in the bottom of the ocean that's just what they are. And I don't want to know about it, but yeah, it's just death. It's just all of it is death. So I'm just not interested.
I have made 2 new friends, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are like, you have no idea. I can't wait to collaborate with you guys in future.
Yay!
Like, and not only the shows, but like, I would love to play games with you guys. Your vibe and just aura is just making my night. Like, I swear.
Honey, no,
And I literally am sweating because anytime I think about the ocean, it gets me wild up. I agree with you 100%. Just the fact that we don't belong there, and we had dinosaurs, so there was the megalodon, there was the Loch Ness monster. They have anglerfishes and things at the bottom of the ocean that are terrifying. When I don't know if you guys ever seen that video of the anglerfish swimming up to the surface.
Maybe.
And if people don't know what anglerfish is, like the thing with that has that big jaw with sharp teeth and has the luminescent bulb in front of its face, right? Terrifying looking creature. They're dormant at the bottom of the ocean, but for some reason, this one in particular, I think it only happened twice, but this one in particular decided to swim up, and it was recorded by, I don't know, a diver and everything like that. What scared it so bad that it decided to like swim up? Like, that is what scares me. Like, they have things called like the Black Death and the Mariana Trench and like the Bermuda Triangle, and there's like a specific spot of water that if you travel to it, you're never gonna be found. I'm good. I don't want to belong. My feet belong on the ground, and I respect you because your feet belong on the ground. We're not meant to be in the water.
Yep.
God, I'm perspirating.
That's also why I'm excited for any horror game that involves the ocean, just because of that mystique and fear.
I'll watch you play it. You're more than I'll watch you play it. I'll be in the background.
I'll do it in a game, just not in real life.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, I didn't even like. When did you guys start making content? What year? I don't know.
Oh, it's been a few years.
3 years.
I think we're around 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, when we first started, I had the same headphones I have now. These are the HyperX Cloud Orbit S, which are the single greatest sounding headphones I've ever had. They use the same audio drivers as these, like, I think the brand is called Audies or something like that, Morbius, I don't know, something like that. Anyway, they're really, really, really good. However, they decided to use these amazing drivers, but encase them in really weak plastic. So it broke. And so I was like taping it together. So I had this concoction on my head, so I look really goofy.
I've done that before. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, I have the same ones now, but these are newer ones, and I
Yeah.
pre-taped them to stop them from breaking.
Gotcha.
'Cause I knew what I was in for. But yeah, on our first videos, looks like our oldest one, yeah, it's 3 years old. So
Really?
Okay.
it
3
says right here,
years.
yeah, we're on 3 years.
When we play together,
Um,
2 years,
let's
or maybe it's 3 years. I don't know.
yeah, Mortuary Assistant specifically looks like its date was July 2022, July 7.
Okay,
So
nearly 3 years.
basically 3.
Absolutely. So let me ask. I say that a lot. Let me ask because I'm full of questions. But if you can go back in time to tell yourself a piece of advice that you know now, what would you tell yourself? From the things you have learned.
Probably. Do you mean like ourselves as a content creator?
Yeah. So like you just starting out, like, and if you can go back to when you first were starting out, like, what advice would you give yourself to be like, hey, do this when before you start making content or in the beginning stages of making content?
Well, I don't have like any regrets or anything about what we did. I feel like we did the best we could in terms of like when you start out making videos. And I think I heard this advice from someone who's a bigger channel. I think it was Mr. Beast, kind of a thing, giving general advice. He basically said, like, just start making videos. Your first several videos are going to be bad. They're just going to be bad because you're not used to it. You're not used to being on camera and all this and that. So in terms of advice, like I don't regret anything. But I guess the only thing I would maybe do is tell myself, maybe don't start with a mortuary assistant. Start her off slower and gentle because she got mad. She got mad.
well,
Yeah,
Tell the story, honey.
but here's the thing. Like, if you start at the top, it can't get any worse. Like, and she made it.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, that's
That's
true.
how- that
I
is-
honestly,
Because they give you a chance, maybe
did.
multiple chance.
maybe tell your story. Tell your truth, honey. What happened, okay, back then, and why did you stick with me?
What happened? And why didn't I leave you?
Yeah. And also, what would you change? So you can answer this question as well. Like, what would you tell yourself back then?
Don't play the
And
mortuary
don't say
assistant.
don't say you tell yourself to leave him.
Well, I did
Honey.
in my head.
Okay.
Okay, so I wouldn't want him to watch him play horror game. Maybe play something fun and cute, like dinosaur game.
Sure.
Something easy.
Yeah. When she says a dinosaur game, she means this cute game. It's called.
'Cause I want to leave the house. Like, I want to leave. I don't want to stay here anymore.
Yeah, she's talking about a game called The Wandering Village, where you build a village on the top of a dinosaur's back, and it's
that's
like cute and
cool.
cozy.
I think that's
It's a cool game, actually. Yeah.
I might check that out.
I love
When
any sorts of like building or collecting stuff, items.
She loves collecting items.
I can losing money
She loves
even on a game.
she loves
Well,
collecting
if you-
money in a game, but hates spending it. Like if I spend money, she's like, "Why you spend my money?"
It's our money.
It's
I was gonna
if
say,
it's our money.
If you like collecting items, Death Stranding 2 is all you do is collect items, and I probably put in like 17 hours, and the game came out Tuesday.
Nice.
Oh, I got it Tuesday, but technically came out Thursday. That game I cannot put down. If I highly recommend it. It is one of the. I think it's game of the year. I'm most likely gonna get off this eventually and then play it, play more of it
We
instead of
haven't
sleep.
played the first one,
Okay.
but that is because the second one has come out now. I'm gonna get us to play Death Stranding 1, like very very soon, this month. But I'm gonna wait for that to come out. Death Stranding 2 on computer because.
Yeah.
We
Absolutely.
basically make our content on PC. Sometimes I play on Nintendo Switch or something, but I don't know when it's going to come out on PC, but I'm sure not for like 6 months or something.
Yeah, it'll definitely be sooner rather than later. But you guys are gonna be in for a trip. The first one has some things that don't make it great, but the second one fixes it. So you guys are in for a treat. I can't wait to you guys. When you do decide to play it, hit me up so I can watch it. I gotta see your experience for that. But
Sounds good.
we got about 5 more minutes on the podcast. Usually they run an hour, but I wanted to do something fun with you guys if you guys don't mind. I want to
Yeah.
do like some rapid fire questions. You guys
Okay.
cool with that?
Cool.
I will start with Ross, and then I'll start with
Oh, we have to play separately?
Yes.
you. Yes, yes, we're gonna do it like
I
this.
can't carry.
Slow.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Right. Okay.
Oh, no.
Are you guys ready, Ross? You're gonna go first? So we're only gonna do 10
This
questions.
is like an exam.
Yes, honey.
And
No,
he's
but
an
it's an open ended. You can't get it wrong.
Yeah.
All right. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. First horror game you ever played.
First horror game I ever played. I
Stephanie.
have to remember. It's called. It's an indie game. And
Rapid
I
fire.
almost couldn't finish
Do-do-do-do-do.
It was. What the hell was it?
Something first in your mind.
Look at you rushing me, honey.
As he's
That's
he's
the game,
looking it up.
I'm looking at my on my Steam library.
Destroyed the rapid fire.
Okay, I don't know. It's an indie horror game. I'll get back
Okay.
to you.
All right, bet. Jump scare or slow burn horror?
It's still. These are all for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your turn.
Jump scare or slow burn? Slow burn horror for sure.
Okay. Favorite game of all time.
Favorite game of all time.
Of all time.
Half-Life 2.
Okay.
Probably.
Lights on or lights off when you play?
Lights off, but I have to have lights that light us on camera. But besides those,
Do you prefer single player games or do you like playing with friends?
mostly single player, but I'll enjoy playing co-op games like Sons of the Forest or something co-op with Queen and stuff.
Nice.
And eventually, I'm down to collab and do multiplayer games with people. But I would say single player.
Okay. Which one would you rather not deal with? Ghosts, demons, or serial killers?
Ghosts I find are more scary because I feel like they're the most believable in real life. I don't want to know if they're real, but they probably are. So
Which horror game monster scares you the most?
horror game monster. I would just describe that as like the one you don't understand, like where you don't fully know what it is or don't fully see it, because the fear of the unknown I think is the strongest.
Okay. You got one weapon in a horror game. What is it?
One weapon,
One. Uno más.
shotgun.
I'm just gonna say that's back-to-back episodes where my guest says shotgun. What? You know how loud that is? Like, that's crazy.
True. I don't know. It's
No,
gonna.
I think
it'll stop them.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Resident Evil or Silent Hill?
Resident Evil.
Okay. Now this one is from one of the viewers. Best horror games based on true crime. Have you played any?
Best horror game based on true crime.
Yeah.
So it's like an investigative horror game.
Yeah.
Have we played one? I
You could also say no. You haven't played any. That's also fine.
I mean, I guess Visage kind of fits that, but yeah, I can't think of one, even though I like that genre.
No worries. Last question. Best horror game soundtrack.
Best horror game soundtrack.
Horror game.
Probably Silent Hill 2.
Okay. All right. Ding, ding, ding. That is it.
Bum-ba-dum-bum.
And are you ready?
Oh, I'm not.
Okay. You are not ready.
are.
Okay.
Yeah, I
You
don't
are-
know
you-
many
you-
things about games, but I will try.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna just let me see. Hold on. Give me 1 second. My questions just went away.
My heart.
It's okay.
I'm gonna ask a couple different ones. It's still mostly the ones I've asked, but I'm gonna ask a couple different ones. Are you ready? All right. First
Yes.
one: found footage or third-person game, horror game. Which one do you prefer?
The Resident Evil 4 is third person, and found footage means like it's first person and it feels like someone's holding
Like
a
a
video camera.
camera.
Someone who are holding the camera.
Okay.
Grab footage.
I take question. What's scarier, dolls or mannequins?
Mannequin.
Mannequins. Okay. Best horror game soundtrack.
I don't know, but I'm liking Clay Obscure recently, but it's not horror game.
Yeah, Clay Obscure. Yeah, that was a really
That's
good
no,
masterpiece of
totally
game.
fine.
But
Would you survive a horror game in real life?
No. Probably dead, give up.
you give up, honey.
I'm just gonna froze and die, or they're just gonna kill me and take my organs away.
Resident Evil or Silent Hill?
Resident Evil. Biohazard.
Horror movie. I don't know if you guys do you watch any horror movies?
We have. It's very hard to get her to sit down and watch one though,
No.
but
Okay.
we have. Yeah.
Is there a horror movie that you watch that you think would be a good game that they should make into a game?
The one that with the nun and his or her name is Valak.
Oh, Conjuring.
talking
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
Conjuring.
that one. Conjuring.
Ghost demons or serial killers? Which one would you least
Serial
want to deal with?
killers.
Okay. You knew that one. She's doing better than you, by the way.
Yeah.
Favorite game of all time?
So Resident Evil Biohazard.
That's your
Okay.
favorite game?
Yeah, I like it a lot, and I hate it a lot too.
Yeah. We're gonna
which
replay it,
one-
honey.
No.
Yes. Yes.
That sounds like a great idea. Jump scares or slow burn horror?
Jump scare.
Okay. You can only save one. Ammo or medkit? Or healing item? Which one would you
Ooh.
Ammo for
keep
the
on
gun
you?
or healing item? Mm.
Ammo.
I like her. Favorite content creator besides you guys? Who's your favorite? Do you guys have a favorite? And I'll ask you later again, boss.
I don't have any favorite,
Or anyone's
person
you
to
guys like?
watch.
Okay, that's
I would. Yeah. I mean, I would say
She might
she
have.
probably doesn't watch too many, but I would say, like I mentioned, Daz Games before. I think Queso is a great content creator who kind of makes me well, not remind us of ourselves, but I see ourselves in him in a way. But of course, he's totally different. But what I like about Queso is he's just going his own way. He's just doing his thing, playing games, lots of indie horror games, and just having fun with his
Yeah.
community, kind of a thing. And not so much. Not that I'm against collaboration, but I'm just saying like some creators I think maybe rely too much on others instead of establishing your own sort of brand, if you will. And I
Yeah.
think he's a great example of someone doing it by themselves, from scratch and being authentic. So I feel like, I like what he's doing, and I hope we can do the same.
So my final lightning round question is for both of you guys. Would you guys want to be on future episodes of Whispers of Horror?
I'm down, but
It's fun.
what will we talk about next time?
We're gonna
Or
have to
just
find
whatever.
out. It's a cliffhanger.
Okay.
It's a cliffhanger.
Oh,
Trust me,
oh.
I got some things planned in the future for every returning guest. It's gonna be fun, I promise.
Alright.
I have two more questions for you guys. Is in 5 years, where do you see your channel going, and do you have any goals that you guys would like to achieve in those 5 years?
I would say I want us to be very much established as a full-time content creator at that point, which means like we're doing successful enough to be able to, leave our jobs and just focus on that, which would also mean way more content than ever before. And I want us to be able to play together a lot more. Just because she's honestly like my best friend. Like I'm very glad that I met her, and that I'm very
Good for
appreciative.
you.
Yeah, I'm very appreciative and lucky
Let's
that
go
she's
brownie
willing
points.
to. No, I'm just telling.
No. That's
I'm glad that she's willing to join me on this because, like, at first, like, she was definitely, not into it. But I'm very appreciative, and I acknowledge that she, looked past that her restrictions or inhibitions and still tried because she wanted to,
Support.
be supportive and join me. And I just feel really glad to have someone I can share with and play with. but she's honestly like my favorite person. She's my best friend. I have a lot of fun playing with her. That's why I want to bring her in and play with her, not just watching me play kind of thing and participating as a sort of backseat gamer kind of thing, but I want to play directly with her and do co-op gaming and stuff. So basically, in the future of the channel, I would love
That's right.
this. I'd love us to be doing co-op VR games if that's a thing, and co-op all sorts of things. So just lots of more co-op. But the main thing is being able to dedicate ourselves to it just full time. That's the main thing.
That was one of the most beautiful. Somebody say who's cutting onions. I don't want to cry. That's beautiful. No,
Don't
honestly,
cry.
I, like I said, I can feel the love. You guys are incredible personalities and human beings. So, damn, no tears.
Thank you.
Okay. This last question is there anything that you want to tell the audience or future listeners about you guys,
Oh.
or anything in general? Basically, the floor is yours for this last remaining minutes.
I'll let you go first, honey. What do you want to say to the audience, or
Well,
current
we
and future?
lovely viewers. They are so supportive, really nice. Always try to, cheer us up. Even though at first we are so bad, I don't know what to say, like you said. Sometimes just freeze on the screen. And without him, I wouldn't even able to talk about anything. I just wait for him to come back to the game, basically. But they were just super nice people. Just make us, try our best.
Yeah,
Really.
like I was saying before, like I'm glad and proud and lucky that we seem to have attracted a certain type of audience that is just really cool people, like really typically mature, but in a way, I guess we're all a little immature. But that's a good thing, right? I don't know, like you
Of
gotta
course.
let loose and let your inner child, come
Inner
out.
child. I was about to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, but basically, I think we're on the right track in terms of appealing to the kind of audience that we would hope for. Just because I think it's all about if you stay true to yourself, be authentic. Don't force a reaction. Don't pretend. If it's not scary, it's not scary. If it is scary, let that come through. And that was actually something that I struggled with actually in the beginning, is letting my feelings come out, kind of a thing, instead of like just bottle it up. Like I am scared, but I'm not like letting it react, kind of a
Yeah.
thing. And that's not great if you want to be a creator, right? Like let it out.
Yeah.
Let them see you be scared. It was hard for me to sort of, open that bottle and just let it come out.
Let
But
it out,
as I've
yeah.
done the content more and more, I let myself be exposed to it, and basically, I think I'm almost at that point, or maybe I'm there, where if I'm scared, I just let it rip. Like whatever happened, whatever I was feeling, I just scream, in my own
Yeah.
way.
And hit that clip button real quick. I got this
Yeah,
this
but-
Atari button thing that like I press
Oh.
anytime I get scared. And
What is
it's
that
click.
for?
Make a
Uh,
clip.
yeah. So one button is like and it saves the last 2 minutes of whatever happened in that moment. So yeah, anytime you hear me screaming.
Cool.
But I just want to say you've got in the chats I've been slowly reading. You guys get a lot of love. Your community really appreciates
Oh,
everything you guys are as just like.
Is that a heart?
I'm gonna go downstairs and hug my wife. You guys are stop.
Okay.
Nah, but no, honestly, like I could see how authentic your community is. Even people from me says they picked your channel. They think you're awesome, and I just wish you guys the utmost success. And if you guys ever need anything from me, I would love to help you guys and just continue growing and just collaborating. You guys, like I said, you guys are fun, and
Thank you.
I love your aura and your energy.
Appreciate it. Yeah, we can only hope that everyone feels like you do, and just just enjoys the content. That's all I wanted. I just want people
Yeah.
to have fun, let your days, any of your worries go away, and just hang out with us, have fun,
Wishing him too, honey.
and wishing. Yeah, I mean, including him and everyone. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for having.
His channel.
Oh, yeah. Okay. But anyway, yeah. Thanks for having us on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 49 of Whispers of Horror. This is your host, Soavecito. And I just want to say real quick that the links to Rhoskanobi's channel is in the description of everything we are on. And next time we are on Whispers will be episode 50. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Big 50.
Big 50. We're going to do it big. And until next time.